Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Conference One. I am Jacob Brothers, and joined with me, as always, is Dane. But we are also joined by a very, very special guest. We are joined by UCI manager, Victor Lin. Victor, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
Yeah.
First of all,
yeah,
I
Dane.
want to say a big congratulations on your UCI win, your Conference 1 championship win.
Thank you.
That's a huge achievement. You guys worked really hard, and I gotta ask, because you guys split one, got third place. You lost to WGA, you lost to SU. Split two, you came back, and you were just like a completely different team. You guys dominated all the competition. So, like, what changed between split one and split two for you guys?
Well, during split one, we kind of came into the season, honestly, I would say a little overconfident because we had like a good summer run. So after split one, after like some disappointing losses, we kind of like talked it over as a team, like what are our goals for this season? Like it seems like some people are busy, we can't really like get any like practice time in, or people aren't like playing solo queue even. So we had like a long team meeting, talked about our goals, and we managed to like sort everything out. So we started to get organized and started getting serious. We're like, okay, we could definitely beat these teams. Like we beat them over the summer. We're losing to them in the fall, but we'll definitely pick it up next split. So it's more of a mentality thing rather than like any like strategic changes. But yeah.
Okay, so when it comes to prep, because I've seen some of the post game interviews, you guys would be like, yeah, we haven't practiced that much, we just kind of go for it, and So in the context of like prep, and you talked about mentality, so were there any prep changes? Were you watching more games before matches? Were there more strategy conversations, anything like that?
Yeah, so we weren't still able to practice that much because everyone's schedule was fortunately like didn't all line up on the same day for practices, but in preparation we did, or I ended up like watching a lot of matches and writing down a lot of notes for like teams that were about to play. And I think that ended up actually like helping a lot. Like we noticed some trends like other teams do, like we're able to like recognize like say we're like defending, we're able to like recognize which site people are probably going to end up going just based on like certain key things that happen like at the beginning and the middle of the round. So we're able to like I guess like cheat off of other sites and like stack towards one site more. So I think we ended up having like pretty decent like CT sides. As for attacking, having watched their matches, like we have a pretty good idea of what the other team's setup is based off of like certain things we see in game. So I think that definitely helped the team a lot. It gives a lot more direction, and like since we're not able to practice a lot, it takes a load off of Nibbler's shoulders, I think, because he's like our in-game leader. Rather than like scrambling to figure out what to do, like we have some sense of what to do now just because we looked at the matches.
And speaking of practice, I don't know if this has changed, but like the rumor is, and I saw this in like the post game interviews and stuff, you guys don't practice a lot as a team, is what it sounds like. Like there's a lot of mostly just solo play going on. So like how are you able to bring it all together?
Honestly, most of it I would say has to do with Platinum and Nibbler because they make a lot of in-game calls. So a lot of the time, like other people can't practice, but they're still like grinding like tier 2 practice. They like do these scrims or they ring for teams like that are really good. So they're able to bring like their experience, which like helps tremendously. Like they'll both make like mid-round calls or like early game calls, like, oh, like we saw another team do this in like another scrim we did. Why not try it here, you know? And it usually ends up working out pretty well.
Yeah, and speaking of Nibbler, in the finals, he had switched from like a controller to a duelist player, and that went over really well. So, kind of my question is, what do you feel about like the duelist part of the game? Because what I've noticed about kind of the meta of Valorant is that sometimes when the whole team are duelists and they just shoot the opponent, that sometimes that just really works. So, what do you think about like the duelist aspect of the game currently?
I would say like duelists are mostly like the entry fraggers usually, but it kind of depends. Like some duelists are really good at like lurking. I think like even Jet or Reyna can like really lurk, but mostly like you want your duelists like jumping in there, creating space, and then like the other people can play further back and trade them out, like Killjoy or Vipers. Like they're really good at like post plants and stuff. So they're good to like secure the round, but the Duelists are really good at opening up the round, getting you that pick.
Yeah, speaking of opening up the round, you guys are a pretty aggressive team. And every now and again, maybe it'd bite you, but for the most part, it kind of led to you guys rolling. Was there like a method to that aggression, or was it more just the confidence because you guys knew that you could win your fights?
It's honestly like both. A lot of teams like to like stack towards one site, and we're like we even do this too. Like even a lot of pro teams, like if you can like find out what site like people are like trying to play retake on, or like which side is like their weak side. I think it was UW. They like to play like a certain agent on their weak side. So if we like spotted that agent's like util on that side of the map, we were like, okay, well we can like create presence on the other side of the map and regroup on the weak side of the map that we like can assume. Or if they just play there like every round, and we can just like keep rushing it until they change their setup. But yeah, that was sort of our method. And yeah, we're obviously like we always try to be confident taking the fight.
Speaking of like strategies and Nibbler specifically here, he did switch between controllers and duelists a lot, specifically on the Icebox map. The first set you guys played UW, you guys lost that Icebox map. And the second set in grand finals, you completely destroyed when Nibbler switched to the Jet, or the Jet. So like my question is, do you think Nibbler on the Duelist is now the way to go, or do you think you'll keep playing it by ear as he switches back and forth to controller? Or what's next for Nibbler? What do you think?
Honestly, I know the case for like Nibbler and Platinum. Like they play so many agents. Sometimes when like things just aren't working against another team. So like I remember in that series, the previous day we like got absolutely like smashed on Icebox, like 13-5 or something. I think Nibbler was on Viper. I forget what Plat was playing, but anyways, we're like coming to like that next map. Like we're like, okay, well, I just told them like no amount of prep is gonna like help you guys come back from a 13-5. Like they just have our number on Icebox. You guys just need we just need to like randomly swap things around and hope it works out. And I think we got kind of lucky there, but Nibbler played extremely well like that game. And he was jokingly saying like, oh, I watched like a lot of Korean Jet videos recently, let me Jet. And he just dropped like 31 kills or something. So yeah, we might stick to that. I'm not sure.
It definitely worked out for you. And congratulations again, you guys 3-0'd UW Gold in the grand finals to become the Conference 1 champions. So final question I got to ask here. What's next for UCI?
Oh man, we got like Campus Clutch coming up the next 2 weeks. The winner of like that national qualifier determines who goes to Spain. Everyone's like pretty pumped and excited about it. Winning this was like definitely like a huge confidence boost. We weren't even sure if we were gonna win like the Conference 1 tournament, but we got like, I don't know, we're like a pretty like momentum and confidence driven team. Sometimes it can always go the other way too, but getting voted first seed in Conference 1 was like the start of our confidence. And then when we're actually like beating these like really good teams, we're definitely like rolling, going to like the next set of games for Campus Clutch, and hopefully we can represent US at or international in Spain.
Well, there we have it. Victor Lin, thank you so much for coming on to the show. Congrats on the 3-0 victory. You can't get much better than that. You guys are the Conference 1 champions. So once again, congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.